The difference between a genius and a fool is that the genius knows their limits. Beneath the sprawling canopy of an ancient tree, where sunlight filters through the leaves, casting flickering patches of light and shadow on the ground, an old scholar sits in quiet contemplation on a stone bench. His eyes, deep and profound, seem to hold an entire universe of knowledge, glimmering with the light of introspection. A gentle breeze drifts through, carrying the scent of dry grass and earth, stirring his snow-white beard. In a warm, resonant voice, he speaks slowly, with captivating weight. The difference between a genius and a fool is that the genius knows their limits. His words, like a stone dropped into a still lake, create ripples that spread outward, stirring the listener to pause and reflect. Around him, the world seems to hush, leaving only the rustle of leaves blending with the heartbeat of souls searching for light in the labyrinth of wisdom and folly. Life is an opportunity, seize it, on an endless stretch of beach where silver-crested waves roar and crash against the shore. A young man stands silently, his bare feet sinking into the soft sand. The fiery sunset, ablaze with red, paints the sky in golden hues, mirrored in his eyes that shimmer with ambition. The salty sea breeze sweeps past, carrying the ocean's whispers, as if telling tales of opportunity and destiny. He smiles faintly, his chest swelling as he breathes in the air of freedom, then whispers to himself, "Life is an opportunity, seize it." His words, like a vow, blend with the rhythm of the waves, echoing between earth and sky. In the distance, seagulls soar and glide, as if cheering him on to step forward and embrace the vast world awaiting him. Live true to yourself, and you will never fail. In a small room bathed in the soft golden glow of an old desk lamp, a girl sits quietly, pen in hand, before an open diary. Its slanted lines recount dreams, fears, and hopes that fill her heart. Outside the window, a light rain falls, its gentle patter on the eaves mingling with the damp scent of the earth. She closes her eyes, breathing deeply, letting her heart settle to the soothing sound of the rain. Then, as if finding a spark within her soul, she whispers, "Live true to yourself, and you will never fail." Her words, like a breeze scattering clouds, are gentle yet resolute, a reminder that amidst life's chaos, staying true to oneself is the beacon guiding through any storm. Don't let the fear of failure stop you from trying. Beneath a gray, heavy sky, where clouds loom ready to unleash their weight upon the world, an athlete stands motionless on the track. His shoes are soaked with sweat, his fists clenched, his breath rapid, pulsing with the thudding of his heart. Around him, the stands are silent, with only the whistle of the wind carrying the chill of the fading afternoon. His eyes blaze with determination, though memories of past stumbles linger in the corners of his mind. He whispers, his voice firm as steel, "Don't let the fear of failure stop you from trying." His words ignite like a flame, burning away the fog of doubt, urging him to surge forward, each stride a declaration that no limit is greater than human will. In the distance, a sudden ray of sunlight pierces the clouds, radiant, as if fueling his relentless journey. You don't need to be great to start, but you must start to become great. On a gentle hillside, where green grass stretches like an endless carpet, a young man stands quietly, holding an old guitar. The breeze carries the sweet scent of wildflowers, ruffling his tousled hair. In the distance, a radiant dawn bathes the horizon in gold, a promise of a new journey. His fingers brush the strings, coaxing out clumsy yet heartfelt notes that mingle with the chirping of birds. He smiles, whispering to himself, "You don't need to be great to start, but you must start to become great." His words, like a spark, pierce the haze of hesitation, kindling a fire of aspiration within. Under the vast sky, each note he plays is a first step, simple yet steadfast, on the path to grand dreams. Love is sacrifice without expecting reward. In a small garden, awash with the purple of lavender, where the sunset drapes like soft silk, a woman stands quietly beside an ancient tree. Her hands gently caress an old knitted scarf, its threads woven with sweat and sleepless nights for a loved one. The evening breeze, soft and sweet, carries the scent of lavender mixed with the faint salt of a distant sea, whispering tales of her selfless giving. She smiles softly, her eyes twinkling like stars, and murmurs, "Love is sacrifice without expecting reward." Her words, like petals falling gently onto a still lake, create ripples of warmth and sincerity. Around her, the garden seems to hush, with only the rustle of leaves harmonizing with the beat of a heart that loves unconditionally. Give what you have, and you will receive what you need. Beneath a silvery moon hanging in the night sky, a man stands by a riverbank, holding a warm loaf of bread. Around him, the city is quiet, with only the gentle ripple of water and the flickering lights from distant houses. He sees a wandering child, eyes hungry under the moonlight, and without hesitation, he breaks the loaf in half, placing one part in the child's hands. The child's radiant smile is like a warm breeze sweeping through his soul. He speaks softly, his voice warm. Give what you have, and you will receive what you need. His words, like a falling star, shimmer on the river's surface, spreading the magic of kindness. That night, a quiet peace fills his heart, as if the universe has answered with a gentle light he hadn't expected. Life is a painting, and you are the artist. In a vast field of golden sunflowers, where the morning sun scatters sparkling rays like liquid gold, a young girl stands quietly, holding a paintbrush and a vibrant palette. Before her, a blank canvas stands as both a challenge and an invitation from life itself. The breeze carries the sweet scent of meadow grass, tousling her hair like free strokes on a boundless sky. She smiles, her eyes shining with confidence, and whispers, "Life is a painting, and you are the artist." Her words, like a melody, blend with the rustling field, urging her to place the first stroke on the canvas. Each line of color is a choice, each shade an emotion, and the entire field seems to rejoice, witnessing the vibrant birth of her life's painting. Don't live to please others, live to please yourself. In a narrow alley, cloaked in green moss, where sunlight slips through the trees, casting shimmering patches on old brick walls, a young man pauses, hands in pockets, his eyes tinged with contemplation. Around him, the chirping of sparrows blends with the slow rhythm of early morning, a reminder of simple freedom. He stands still, breathing in the damp scent of the earth after rain, then smiles faintly, whispering to himself, "Don't live to please others, live to please yourself." His words, like a cool breeze, dispel the invisible pressures that once bound his soul. His steps grow lighter, as if he's found his own path, leading through life's crossroads, where he is truly himself, free and radiant. Every dream you weave is a step toward the future. Beneath a starry night sky, a young girl sits on a rooftop, legs dangling, her eyes lost in the boundless cosmos. Around her, the hum of crickets mingles with the cool breeze, carrying the scent of grass and unformed dreams. In her hands, a small notebook holds pages scribbled with aspirations, like fragments of her ambitions. She smiles softly, stars reflected in her eyes, and whispers, "Every dream you weave is a step toward the future." Her words, like a small flame, flare in her heart, illuminating the path ahead. Each star above seems to twinkle in companionship, as if the universe itself cheers her on to keep weaving her dreams step by step toward a radiant future. Don't wait for opportunity, create it. Under the scorching midday sun, on a bustling street filled with honking horns and hurried footsteps, a woman stands before a small stall, arranging her homemade pastries. Sweat beads on her forehead, but her eyes burn with determination, as if the world cannot sway her resolve. Around her, the sweet scent of vanilla mingles with the chatter of passers-by, painting a lively picture of everyday life. She wipes her hands on her apron, smiles, and whispers to herself, "Don't wait for opportunity, create it." Her words pulse like a heartbeat, echoing in her soul, driving her to turn her small dream into reality. Each pastry she hands out is a brick in her future, and in the eyes of her first customers, she sees a horizon wide open, crafted by her own hands. Be the light in someone else's darkness. In a dim alley lit by a flickering street lamp, an old man sits quietly beside his weathered bicycle, repairing tires for passers-by. The night is cold, his breath forming white clouds, but his kind smile radiates warmth like a flame. Around him, the wind whistles through cracked walls, mingling with the distant laughter of children playing in the alley. He looks up at a hesitant stranger, then says, his voice warm, "Be the light in someone else's darkness." His words, like a glimmering spark, pierce the night, touching the heart of the listener. As he hands the repaired tire to the stranger, their eyes meet, and in that moment, the alley glows with the warmth of simple, profound kindness. Life is a lesson, and you learn the most when you fail. Beneath the canopy of an ancient forest, where sunlight filters through leaves, scattering golden flecks on a carpet of dry leaves, a young man sits quietly on a large rock. His worn backpack, dusted from the road, rests beside him, a testament to his challenging journeys. Around him, the babbling of a stream blends with the distant calls of forest birds, creating a symphony of nature. He looks at a fresh scar on his hand, a mark from a fall on a rocky cliff, then smiles faintly, his eyes gleaming with resilience. His voice softens, whispering, "Life is a lesson, and you learn the most when you fail." His words, like a cool breeze, sweep through the forest, carrying the strength of acceptance and growth. Each wound, each stumble, becomes a precious page in his book, guiding him further on his journey of self-discovery. Happiness is not a destination, but a journey. On a winding path through lush green hills, where the morning sun dances on dew-kissed grass, a traveler walks slowly, his wooden staff tapping a steady rhythm on the ground. His weathered backpack is heavy, but his face glows with a warm smile, as if each step tells a story. Around him, birds sing joyfully, their song mingling with the sweet scent of wildflowers, filling the air with life. He pauses, breathing in the crisp air, and says softly, "Happiness is not a destination, but a journey." His words, like a gentle breeze, drift through the trees, resonating in his heart. Each moment, he feels the warmth of the sun, the whisper of the wind, or simply his own breath is a precious gem, making the path he treads vibrant, though the destination remains a mystery on the horizon. Believe in yourself, even when no one else does. In a cozy corner of an old coffee shop, where warm golden light blends with the rich aroma of roasted coffee, a young man sits quietly, a notebook filled with sketches before him. Outside, rain patters on the glass, creating shimmering streaks under the streetlights. Around him, the murmur of conversations mixes with soft jazz, but he seems to hear only the beat of his own heart. He looks up, his eyes resolute, and whispers, "Believe in yourself, even when no one else does." His words, like a small flame, flare amidst the cold rain, igniting the ideas swirling in his mind. Each stroke of his pen is an affirmation that belief in himself is the torch lighting the way through doubt and darkness toward the reality of his dreams. Nothing is permanent except change. Beneath a vast blue sky, where white clouds drift like fleeting dreams, a woman stands by a still lake, holding a vibrant red maple leaf that just fell. Around her, the wind sings through the trees, carrying other leaves in a swirling autumn dance. The scent of the earth, a blend of cool crispness and the faint sweetness of dry grass, envelops her. She gazes at the leaf, her eyes deep, and whispers, "Nothing is permanent except change." Her words, like ripples on the lake, spread outward, merging with the rhythm of nature. Each falling leaf, each passing breeze, reminds her that life is an endless flow, and in its constant change, she finds the beauty of acceptance and the courage to move forward. Slow down and savor every moment. On the porch of a small wooden house, where the late afternoon sun filters through bamboo, casting gentle patches of light on the ground, an old woman sits on a wicker chair, knitting slowly. Around her, the hum of cicadas blends with the rustle of bamboo leaves in the breeze, carrying the faint scent of the countryside. Before her, a cup of steaming tea swirls with delicate wisps, like gentle dreams. She smiles softly, her kind eyes gazing into the distance, and murmurs, "Slow down and savor every moment." Her words, like a cool breeze, drift across the porch, carrying tranquility and peace. Each stitch she knits, each breath she takes, is a reminder that happiness lies in the simple moments, lived fully with herself and the world around her. Every smile you share is a gift to the world. In a bustling market, where the morning sun pierces through colorful awnings, scattering gold on stalls brimming with fresh fruit, a little girl stands beside her mother, holding a ripe orange. Around her, the calls of vendors mix with lively chatter, creating a symphony of life. The sweet scent of oranges, mingled with dust and dry grass, fills the air. She sees an exhausted street vendor, and with a radiant smile, offers him the orange. Her voice, clear and bright, says, "Every smile you share is a gift to the world." Her words, like a ray of sunlight, brighten the old man's face, spreading warmth amidst the bustling crowd. In that moment, the market seems to hush, leaving only the sparkle of kindness in their eyes, like small gifts making the world more beautiful. You cannot change the wind's direction, but you can adjust your sails. On the deck of a wooden boat drifting across a vast ocean, where waves shimmer silver under the blazing sun, an old sailor stands firm, gripping the sail's ropes. The salty sea breeze blows strong, carrying the whistle of freedom and the scent of brine. Around him, the horizon stretches endlessly, blending the deep blue of the water with the golden blaze of sunlight. He squints at the churning waves, then smiles faintly, his voice deep and steady. You cannot change the wind's direction, but you can adjust your sails. His words, like the ocean's pulse, are strong and resolute, merging with the crash of waves. Each tug of the rope, each adjustment of the sail, is an affirmation that, though life may shift, he steers his fate, guiding the boat through storms toward the light. Do what is right, even when it's hard. In a small village nestled by a quiet river, where the fiery sunset reflects on the water like a living painting, a man stands before a golden field of ripe rice. His hands grip a hoe tightly, sweat rolling down his weathered face, his eyes heavy with resolve. Around him, the breeze sways the rice stalks, carrying the sweet scent of earth and the distant chirping of evening birds. He knows protecting the field from those who would seize it is a difficult choice, but he stands tall, his voice steady. Do what is right, even when it's hard. His words, like a flame in the twilight, burn brightly, kindling courage. Each step he takes, each swing of his hoe, is a testament to his resolve that justice, though arduous, is the path to light.